Welcome to the Fans Edge Sports Show, hosted by 216 Mike and EG Laflare and produced by Walt K Disney. This is a sports show with a college football focus that allows fans to create topics and discussions. First of all, I want to make sure that you are all following us on all of our social media platforms. At the very bottom of the link, you can, at the bottom of this video, you can go ahead and catch the link that gives you access to everything. Our Facebook group, our Facebook page, our Twitter, Instagram, TikTok, and many, many more. So definitely make sure you're checking that out. And also, if you miss any of our live shows, we are available on all podcast platforms. And if we are not available on your podcast platform, please let us know at the Fans Edge, and we will get that on there for you all. Now, I want to go ahead and get into the show, man. I'm going to start doing some midweek shows with you all. And today, I just want to talk about the Big Ten and what is going on in the Big Ten, man. There's so many things going on in the Big Ten. Let me make sure that I got everything going on right. Okay, we got everything looking good. Okay, so the Big Ten has this media deal that is going to include Fox, NBC, CBS, and here's the kicker. Here's what I'm not saying. It's not going to include ESPN. And I think that is big. Now, we can talk about the numbers and everything. Honestly, I recommend you just go ahead and pull up an article on those. There are several articles on it. I don't want to go ahead and get into the numbers. Let's just say that this deal will be worth at least up to $1 billion or over $1 billion, somewhere in that ballpark for the Big Ten. Now, Fox, what we're guessing is Fox is going to have the noon games, right? CBS will be, having Big Ten 3:30 games, and then the primetime Big Ten games will be on NBC. And I mean, oh my goodness, to know that the Big Ten is going to have some more night games, to know that the Big Ten is not just going to be about just noon games. And, because that was one thing as an Ohio State fan, I hated these noon games and everything that they brought to I feel like especially big programs, but to college football. But hey, I do like that it's going to be on Fox. Now here, check this out. Apple is trying to get in on this deal with a Friday night game. Now, we all know this is all about money. It's all going to come down to money, right? But I'm going to tell you why I don't like Friday night games for college football. It takes away from high schools, right? And even as a college program, why would you want to play on a Friday night when you could possibly have recruits coming onto your campus or being at those games, and you being able to sell your brand, your prominence, I mean, what are you going to have to do? Hope that it's a bye week that you can get those guys on there, or hope that they have a bye week. I mean, it's just unfair to the high school kids. Friday nights, it was Friday Night Lights. There was a movie about Friday Night Lights, a TV series about Friday Night Lights, man. I understand the money, but golly, y'all are taking away the tradition of football in general as a whole, and I just can't get with it. But why would the Big Ten leave ESPN out of this deal, man? And I have some things that I can possibly speculate, or some reasons why. When you talk about the Big Ten and you talk about ESPN, and then we're going to bring the college football playoffs into this, because, ESPN has been running the show when it comes to college football playoffs. back months ago when they tried to vote for an extended college football playoffs, the Big Ten aligned with the Pac-12, ACC, basically to shut down this, because what the Big Ten is wanting with the college football playoff is not just having ESPN over that. They want to be able to have multiple networks to have some wiggle room in the college football playoffs. And when it expands, I definitely think that it should be multiple networks in it. And the reason is everyone has been going to ESPN for their college football. You know, ESPN is one of the biggest brands out there. But we can also sit here and say with ESPN, them having the SEC network and the ACC network, that they have pushed off some bias. There has been some negative things that have came out about the Big Ten. I think what the Big Ten is doing is that goes that's not going unnoticed. It's also not going unchecked. I think this is a big slap in the face to ESPN. And now you're talking about ESPN missing out on big time games like the Ohio State, where you know for a fact that viewership, you can always count on that. Whether Ohio State is up, whether Ohio State is down, you know you're going to get that viewership from that fan base. So to be missing out on games like Ohio State, like that team up north, I don't want to say their name. We're going to say Michigan, because some of y'all don't know what team up north stands for. So, you know, and then you're talking about coming over with USC, UCLA coming over. You're telling me ESPN's not going to be able to get in on a Ohio State versus USC? No college game day there? That's going to be crazy. But, you know, now the Big Ten with these networks gets to drive the narrative. And honestly, if you watch Big Noon Kickoff and you watch College Game Day, you will see that College Game Day has more pageantry in it. Whereas Fox Noon, they're actually breaking down the X's and O's. I actually love it. It's more coach speak, more football talk. It's not a pageantry. And I love it. You know, the numbers for the Big Noon Kickoff didn't look too great when Urban Meyer stepped away, but now he's going to be back. I think that with more people flocking over to the Big Noon Kickoff and to these networks, that this will be able to shine a bigger light on the Big Ten, because, you know, some people can say that the Big Ten is weak, but this money right here that's floating through the Big Ten tells me that the Big Ten is nothing but weak, nothing but soft, because money talk, BS walks. Now, you would say, what does cutting ESPN out mean for college football? I mean, one thing that you do is in college football with ESPN, it will be more regional based. And what the Big Ten is doing is they're expanding their footprint nationwide. So, I mean, that's what that can mean. Here is something that I kind of did. So let's say ESPN didn't decide to put all of their chips and pay this big money to the Big Ten so that they can get these viewerships in these games, right? Maybe they decide to pay more money so that they could still have all the rights to the college football playoffs. Is that even a possibility? Because I know that the schools are going to vote on this. But like I keep saying, money talk, BS walk. And if ESPN is saying, hey, we could drop this bag right here for the college football playoffs, and then that's when ESPN would end up getting teams like Ohio State, the team up north, and things like that. So, I mean, honestly, I think college football is still going to be great. It's one of my favorite sports, going to always be one of my favorite sports. So, I mean, let me know in the comments, what do you guys think about the Big Ten shutting out ESPN, not letting them in, not letting them get a piece of this pie, not letting them get a piece of this expansion in the Big Ten with this coast to coast, this nationwide schedule that the Big Ten is about to put out? Let me know what you think in the comments below. Also, make sure you're following us on all of our social networks. You can find that right below this video. You can find that. Click our link tree. It has everything to our TikTok, our Instagram, our Twitter. If you're watching us on YouTube, make sure you like and subscribe to this video. And if you're not able to catch that, we will post these videos on Anchor, so you will be able to catch the podcast version. Thank you for listening to the Fans Edge. We appreciate you all for supporting